One of the things that I'm very grateful for is the wonderful legacy that Don Carson and Tim Keller has left to the organization. From the very beginning of the organization, they really wanted the organization to be less about themselves individually or about the American church. They really wanted to be a movement of like-minded, gospel-centered pastors wanting to take the ancient gospel to the contemporary church. For that to happen, it cannot be centered on a few individuals in America or a few churches in America, but it has to be pastors and leaders from all around the world. And so from the very beginning, that was part of the DNA of TGC. And so I feel like one of my responsibilities, as well as privileges, is to carry forth and advance that unique mission that Don Carson and Tim Keller had, to truly be a global network of like-minded church leaders wanting to be a blessing to one another for the sake of Christ and His gospel. And so my hope and prayer is that as the next years progress, that we're going to see, this is my dream, we're going to see a much more reciprocating relationship between our international coalitions. As many of you know, we have multiple language sites on TGC, but we also have multiple international coalitions operating around the world. My hope is that that will continue, that as localized councils like TGC Korea form, councils of pastors form, and think strategically about how do we take the gospel to this current culture here in Korea, contextualize it without compromising the gospel. That they'll do that with the resources that we can share, and then they can also then share it with the rest of the world. And so, for example, what I hope you'll see is that even on our TGC, for a lack of better words, the TGC USA website, we're already doing this. We're going to now have content written by church leaders from all over the world. And so what do the African pastors, how are they struggling with their discipleship programs, with their evangelism, and what can we learn from them? Because God is at work. God is at work around the world. And so it would be the height of arrogance and ignorance to somehow believe that we don't need to learn from these other pastors or these other leaders. But with humility, but also with much expectation, please tell us your gospel stories, also your gospel challenges, and how can we work together for the sake of Christ and His gospel advancement. So we're very excited. I'm very excited, as you can see, about what the Lord can do through a much more global network of TGCs all around the world.